Today I want to talk about the words in, on, and at, and how they are used with time. Because many students of English think these words are very confusing. Actually, they're easy to understand if we look first at how they are used with things and places. Look at this little drawing I made. You can see the word in shows that something is in it, around it, like a circle. Number 1. I live in Canada. Countries have borders around them. 2. I live in Vancouver. Cities have lines around them on a map. 3. I live in an apartment. Apartments and houses have walls around. Next, let's take a look at the word on. On means two things are touching together. Something is touching the top, the bottom, the front or the back, the left or the right of something else. Look at my picture for on. 3 lines touch without breaking, and the black ball is touching one of the lines. This idea of touching, not breaking, is very important with verbs. But we'll talk about verb phrases in another video. Now just look at on with places. 4. I live on this street. Streets are long, unbroken lines. 5. I live on an island. An island is a long piece of land. 6. I live on the 3rd floor. Floors are the long, flat parts of a building. In Britain, English speakers usually say, I live in this street, instead of on this street. You have to keep in mind that languages are very old, and old words are used to talk about new things. For example, a space ship is not made of wood like ships used to be, but we still call it a space ship. So, if you look at drawings or paintings of towns in Britain, as they were hundreds of years ago, and even today, you will see houses close together on either side, and very narrow streets. Good for walking and for horses. So the idea to use in made sense at the time. In America, a new country with plenty of empty land, cities were usually big and spread out, with very wide roads. American cities are flat and square, designed more for cars than for people. This, I think, helps to explain the difference between British and American English here. Now let's turn to the word at. At is a very clear point where everything comes together and stops. It looks like the scope of a rifle, which allows you to find and hit your target. Number 7. I live at number 197. This is the exact number of my house. Remember, all languages are first used to talk about the natural world that we see and hear around us. And when someone invents something new, we use these same natural words to describe it. So the in, on, and at examples I just gave you are describing actual physical places. When we need to talk about things we cannot see, or hear, or touch, such as time, we use these same words in, on, and at in a new way. 8. I was born in 1975. A year is a period of time, like a circle. 9. I was born in April. A month is another period, like a circle. Number 10. I was born in the spring. Spring is a period of time too, like a circle. 11. I was born in the morning. Morning is a 6-hour piece of time, another circle. Now, what about on? We use on with day because a day is a long piece of useful time that doesn't break. It keeps going for 24 hours. 12. The meeting is on Friday. Friday is a day. 13. Classes begin on January 6th. January 6th is a day. 14. The party is on New Year's Eve. December 31st is the last day of the year. Finally, let's talk about at. Our drawing for at looks like a rifle scope because it is for exact time, which passes very quickly. 15. Your appointment is at 10:30. This is exact clock time. 16. We didn't understand at the time. Then and now are two different times. 17. I can't sleep at night. The time we sleep at night goes very fast. The examples I have given here can be found in any textbook, so you should be familiar with them. The use of in, on, and at is quite logical and easy to understand. But if someone points to example number 17 and says, "Aha, look, at night is an exception to the rule," tell them to look more carefully at the meaning. In English, we do say in the night, just like in the morning, afternoon, and evening. Look at this next sentence. 18. We heard a scream in the night. In English, there are 4 6-hour time periods: morning, afternoon, evening, and night. We say in the morning, afternoon, and evening because we have 6 hours of useful time in which we can do lots of things. Night, however, is the time we cannot work but have to sleep. This time passes very quickly, and we usually remember nothing. For this reason, at night is for sleeping, and in the night is for the time we should be sleeping but cannot sleep. This time passes slowly, just like in the morning, afternoon, and evening. In example 18, we heard a scream in the night. This gives us the feeling of someone lying awake, in bed, too afraid to sleep, unlike everyone else. Anyone who has trouble falling asleep at night knows how slowly the time passes when you want to sleep but cannot. Now that we understand numbers 1 through 18, we can look at 3 more sentences. These examples seem, at first, not to follow the above rules, but in fact they do. Number 19. We met on a cold afternoon in March. On with afternoon. 20. Where were you on the night of June 12th? On with night. 21. I found out on the morning of my 10th birthday. On with morning. Why do we find on with afternoon, night, and morning? If you read carefully, you will see that all of these sentences are clearly talking about only one day, and on is used with days. Listen again. Number 19. We met on a cold day in March in the afternoon. 20. Where were you on the day of June 12th? At night. 21. I found out on my 10th birthday. In the morning. Here we can take out in and at because we already have the word on, which means one day. Let's look at 2 more useful examples that you should be able to understand now. 22. My parents are coming to visit us on Christmas. 23. My parents are coming to visit us at Christmas. Example 22 means my parents are coming to visit on December 25th, on this day. And sentence 23 means they're coming to visit at Christmas time. In other words, during the time of our Christmas holiday, however many days that might be. At, you remember, is used with time, at 5 o'clock. So Christmas time means at this time of the year. I hope you have learned something useful in this short video. Other videos will be coming out regularly to help you understand how logical English really is. Keep watching.